felt so all alone, without a friend in this world, not even a hand to hold. Well, even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny, I know who I'm gonna be. I'm never giving up, nah, nah. Well, I know just what you're going through. So many ups and downs, you don't know what to do. Yes, I know. I know how it feels to be filled with doubts that sometimes turn into fear. But I also know that deep inside there's a raging fire that cannot be killed or died. So even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny, I know who I'm gonna be. I'm never giving up, nah, now. Say I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Oh, I can still be found. I know who I'm gonna be. Yeah. Nah, now I can't your all. You weren't rewarded. Have you ever felt so all alone, without a friend in this world, not even a hand to hold? Well, even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny. I know who I'm gonna be. I'm never giving up, nah, nah. Well, I know just what you're going through. So many ups and downs. You don't know what to do. Yes, I know. I know how it feels to be filled with doubt that sometimes turn into fear. But I also know that deep inside there's a raging fire that cannot be killed or died. So even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny. I know who I'm gonna be. I'm never giving up, not now. Say I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Oh, I can still be found. I know who I'm gonna be. Yeah. Nah, I can't stop. I won't stop. Oh, I can't stop. I after giving your all, you weren't rewarded. Have you ever felt so all alone, without a friend in this world, not even a hand to hold? Well, even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny. I know who I'm gonna be. I'm never giving up, nah, nah. Well, I know just what you're going through. So many ups and downs. You don't know what to do. Yes, I know. I know how it feels to be filled with doubts that sometimes turn into fear. But I also know that deep inside there's a raging fire that cannot be killed or died. So even when you can't go on, just keep holding on and say, I'm never giving up. I won't throw in the towel. Even if I'm lost, I can still be found. I have a destiny. I know who.
Hello, hello, happy Sunday, happy Healing Sunday. It is so very good to be here with each and every one of you as we gather together on this Sunday morning to celebrate the magnificence and significance of the presence and power of God operating, flowing in, through, and as each and every one of us. I will ground us this morning with a reading, and we will use that reading to take us into prayer. The affirmation today I permit the power greater than I am to flow into newness of life through every thought and action. I am bringing all of my problems to the altar of faith, and I know that every true desire of my heart will be fulfilled through the power of love. My first desire is that all of my thoughts and all of my actions shall give joy and gladness to everyone around me. I wish the healing power of love to flow through me to everyone. I believe that divine intelligence, which is the mind of God, is guiding, guarding, and directing my thoughts and acts. I believe that God already knows the answer to this problem. Therefore, I am letting go of the problem as though it were difficult, and I am listening to the answer as though it were sure. The answer to this problem not only exists in the mind of God, I affirm it is in my mind now, that something in me does know what to do. I joyfully accept divine guidance. I am open to new ideas, to new thoughts, new hopes and aspirations, which so recently seemed a problem no longer exists, for the mind of God, which knows the answer, is quietly flowing through my thought and feeling. A great peace and joy come over me as I accept this answer from the giver of all life. And again, the affirmation today, I permit the power greater than I am to flow into newness of life through every thought and every action. From this place of awareness, I invite you to close your eyes, stop what you're doing, get still, get still, get still, and take a deep breath in. And we release. We take another deep breath in, allowing ourselves to sink into the deeper mind, and we exhale. We take another breath in, and we release. We recognize in this moment, on this day, that there is only one mind, only one power, only one presence that is working in all, through all, and as all, that is working in us, through us, and as us, working in you now, through you now, as you now, working in me now, through me now, as me now. There is one life. That life is Mother, Father, God. That life is perfect. It is whole and complete, and that life is our life now. It is the life of all. It is the life of every plant and animal, every tree, every flower, every cloud, every planet, every sun, moon, and star. It is the life of all. It is the thing that is back of, behind, and underneath all things. There is only God, and God is here now. God neither comes nor goes. There is only God. There is no spot where God is not. There is no spot where good is not. There is no spot where love is not. There is no spot where healing is not. There is no spot where answers are not. There is no spot where solutions are not. For all of God is right here, right now. And as we stand in the awareness that God is right here, right now, we recognize that presence, and we unify our hearts and minds with the reality that we are one with God and one of God. It can be no other way. We are individualized, particularized, undivided expressions of the all in all. It had a thought. It desired to express and experience itself as you, and here you are, you beautiful God being. And so as we recognize our divinity, as we recognize our wholeness, as we recognize our oneness with the all in all, as we recognize that the answer is already in the mind of God, therefore it is in our mind, as we recognize that the healing is already in the mind of God, therefore the healing is ours now, we allow that to be. We allow that to be through this gathering we call the weekend service. We allow it to be in this final masterclass, studying It's Up to You. We allow it to be as we apply the teachings of New Thought, as we apply practical spirituality as it is taught here at CSC. We allow the good that God is to be shown enough good in, through, and as our lives. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, in us, through us, and as us, for happiness, success, radiant health, prosperity, and money. From this place of awareness, I release this prayer, and together we say, Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is, and so it must be. Well, hello, 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 beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Happy Healing Sunday. It is wonderful to be here with you on this Sunday. It is wonderful to gather in consciousness. It is wonderful to remember who and whose we are, to be reminded of our magnificence and significance, and then live out that reality in the world, reminding others of the truth of their very lives. If you are a first-time guest, hello, welcome to CSC. Welcome to our live stream. The information you see here on your screen is how you stay in touch with us, and we can stay in touch with you. If you text the word welcome to this phone number, you'll receive a link to the digital connection card. That phone number is 347-472-1078. You'll receive a link. Click the link, enter your information. We just need your name and your email address, and then you'll be added to our mailing list. This is how, again, you can stay in touch with us, stay abreast of what is happening at CSC, and of course, we can stay in touch with you. We are confident that if you're here, you will receive something beneficial. We are confident that if you're here, you will receive something life-changing. We're confident that if you're here, you'll receive something that's life-affirming. We're confident that if you're here, you will receive something that will support you, not just in thriving or being empowered this week, but actually thriving in your life and being empowered in your life. So hello, welcome. It is so good to have you here. You can feel free to let us know where you're connecting in from. In the comments, there are so many folks around the globe that are connected to CSC and are connecting in each and every Sunday. And so you may find that there's someone in your area, in your city, in your state, or in your country that is also connected today. So from this place of awareness is a wonderful opportunity for us to tap into the news and updates, and then we can move forward with the meditation experience and our final class for this summer as we close this chapter of studying It's Up to You by Ernest Holmes. It is the fourth Sunday, which means it is Healing Sunday. You've heard me say Happy Healing Sunday. Every fourth Sunday, we have a specific healing treatment, healing prayer that we share, and we invite you to invite others to be here with us on this Sunday, those that are seeking healing, or you can stand in proxy, if you will, for those that are seeking healing as we speak and share this prayer. I'm going to share something with you all that will support you as you continue to move through a healing journey yourself, and specifically if you have those who you are praying for and praying with as they're moving through their healing journey. Next weekend, this coming weekend, is Labor Day weekend. CSC will be closed next Sunday. We will not be streaming or holding service, so you can. We trust that you will enjoy your weekend in whatever way feels good to you, and we will be back together the following Sunday on September 8th. The series of the month that we've been highlighting this month takes us back to our last presidential election year, November 2020. What is mine to do? This is a wonderful series to support you in keeping the main thing, support you in keeping your focus of attention where it really needs to be, as there are so many voices and so many things going on and so many feelings that are happening, but sometimes feelings are not facts. And so this series really supports you in remaining focused on what is yours to do, first by deciding, are you on the construction crew, right? Or are you on the destruction crew? And to the extent that you're on the construction crew, then there's a way that you must live your life, conduct yourself, and most importantly, be consciously aware of your thoughts and be vigilant so that you can be a beneficial presence in this country and on the earth. If you have a prayer request, you can send that prayer request to prayerchampions@celebrationsc.org. We are always holding the entire community in our hearts and our minds, knowing the absolute best for you, holding the high watch. But you may have a specific prayer request, and that's all good. Again, send that email to prayerchampions@celebrationsc.org. And when your prayer is answered, when there's a shift in your life, when there's a miracle report, a prosperity report, a love story, send that to us as well at prayerchampions@celebrationsc.org. Because we love to hear how prayer is working in your life. We're confident that prayer works, and it's always wonderful to see how it's working in your life. Every Wednesday, we gather together for the Momentum Prayer Call at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you do not have this in your calendar, put it in your calendar. If you do not have this information in your phone as a contact, put it in your phone as a contact, and make sure that you join us for the Momentum Prayer Call. It is a wonderful way to be intentional about where you put the focus of your attention. In affirmative prayer, we get definite with the infinite. In affirmative prayer, we do not beg, barter, even ask God for things, but we know the truth. And as we are knowing the truth for ourselves individually, through this prayer, we are also holding the entire community in consciousness. We are also knowing the truth for our nation and for our world. If you're unable to make the prayer, or you just need more prayer, you can always use the playback number and enter the access code, and the most recent prayer will play. We do record all of the prayers. Additionally, and specifically for our first-time guests, when you join our mailing list, we also share a direct link to that prayer each week so that you can listen to it on any of your other devices, and you don't have to call it. We are in election season here in the United States, and I have joined other thought leaders to support each and every one of you in tuning out the fear and tuning in the vision. I keep bringing myself back to this as PY and I are in our conversations about the state of the nation and politics. I am keeping my focus on my focus, right? I am continuing to make sure that I do not get swayed by the winds and the waves, the fluctuations of what will continue to happen as we are in these now 70 something days until election. And so we encourage you to do the same. And here's a wonderful way to do this. If you text join to the number you see on your screen, or just go to myelectionintention.com and join, you will receive a message daily centered around a specific word that will support you in tuning into the vision and being mindful in your practice, as I said earlier, so that you can be a beneficial presence in this nation and on the planet. It's not too late to join. Although we're in the 100 days, you can join at any time, which also means you can share this with anyone at any time and they can join as well. And that concludes our news and updates for this Sunday, which means now we get to go within as we are led in the meditation experience with PY.
Yes. It is time for the meditation experience to take our words and integrate them into our lived experience, to take our knowledge and integrate it into our lived experience, to embody the words and not just regurgitate the words. From day one, we've always talked about, yes, you can have information, but it is only through direct experience that you know the words that you're saying or speaking are true. And so we take time every Sunday to do just that, to go within and remember where the power lies, and remember where the healing lies, and remember where the love resides. All of those things are within us, and to remember where the peace is as well. This month, we have been using the affirmative thought, I am safe and I am free, for the power of God is within me. We've talked about grounding ourselves in this power. We've talked about the freedom to choose the way we live and the way we think. And today it's important to release those things that are holding us back. We can say, I am safe and I am free, for the power of God is within me. But if you're holding on to the old stories, the old hurt, the old shame, the old guilt, those are just words. And we want to do more than just speak the words. We want to live the truth of the words. And so today, we're going to place some things on the altar of healing in our heart. We're going to let go of things that no longer serve us. We're going to choose how we live from this point forward. We ground ourselves, sinking deep into our connection to Mother Earth, and we elevate our consciousness to the Most High. In order to do that grounded and lifted experience of life, you can't take baggage with you. You got to let it go. And so today, we're going to focus in on letting it all go. So let's begin, shall we? Go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable, upright position, not leaning too far forward or leaning too far back in the posture of resistance and blocking, but upright, where each vertebra is stacked on top of the next, and you're creating a nice long line of energy from that root chakra all the way up throughout the crown and the other chakras beyond the crown. Let us prepare. Plant the palms on the tops of the thighs. And just take a moment to notice where you are. Maybe you rushed to get here so that you could be here in the beginning of service. But you're here now. Palms planted on the tops of the thighs. And you've looked around the room, noticing where you are. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. You're here. And here is where you can affirm the truth, that I am safe and I am free. For the power of God is within me. From this place of knowing, from this place of safety and experience of safety, allow your eyelids to close. And that simple act is all that is required to sink deeply into the center of your being, closing the eyelids and allowing the breath to guide you, along with my voice, deeper and deeper and deeper into consciousness. Let's just take a few breaths here to notice and be in gratitude for the breath. And whether the breath appears to be deep or appears to be shallow, it matters not. For the breath is flowing, and we are connected, and we are open. And more importantly, we are safe and we are free. For the power of God is within me and within you. Let's take conscious control of the breath and just send that breath deep into the low belly. And as we breathe together and as we inhale and exhale together, we drop more fully into the body. We drop more fully into our awareness of love's presence. And we drop more fully into a knowing that I am safe and I am free. For the power of God is within me. Together, let's inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then sink a little deeper for 4. Together, inhale, hold for 4, relax the jaw and allow yourself to hear the release. Sigh it out. And sink a little deeper. In through the low belly again, expanding, dropping the breath, letting go of the fear, and sinking into the breath. Hold it there. And relax the jaw, release the sound, release the breath. And rest. In through the low belly, connecting low breath to mid breath, expanding the sides of the body. Hold it there. And sigh it out. And relax. In through the low belly, up through the rib cage, we've expanded the sides and now the front and the back of the body. Hold it there. And without collapsing the body, release the breath, release the sound. And relax. In through the low belly, up through the rib cage. Now allow the breath to rise to the heart center. Hold it there. And sigh it out. And relax even more. One more time. In through the low belly, allowing the breath to rise, filling up with more God, more consciousness, more breath. Hold it there. And sigh it out. And welcome the silence. Beautiful, everyone. Let's put all of those parts together in a smooth, full, complete breath. But this time, we're going to slow it down even more. We're going to inhale through the nostrils, closing the lips, and exhaling through the nostrils. Together, inhale. Slowing it down for a count of 6. And hold for a count of 6. And exhale through the nostrils, count of 6. And the body is ready to relax for a count of 6 now. Practice a few rounds of this deep, full, complete breath on your own. And with each round, affirm in your mind, I am safe and I am free, for the power of God is within me. Last round. And when you reach the end, fully relax the body. Relax the feet and the legs and the glutes. Give yourself permission to breathe and relax, to surrender the lower half of your body to the seat. Let this physical representation of the sofa or the chair remind you you are held and supported. Let's go ahead and sink a little deeper, relaxing the upper half of the body. Let it go as well. And now let us bring our focus of attention to the heart chakra at the center of the chest. Together, see, feel, imagine a tiny ball of white light there. And let us see, feel, and imagine as we inhale and exhale that tiny ball of light expands on the inhale and contracts and draws back in on the exhale. Expanding, filling every cell of our body on the inhale, contracting and drawing more power. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. And let's see, feel, and imagine this ball of light that is now extending to us, through us, and beyond us is the color green, representing the heart chakra. See, feel, and imagine this green light in you, expanding beyond you and connecting us all. And see, feel, and imagine one thing that you'd like to release. One thought, one problem. Place it on that heart altar. One mistake, one thing from the past, one thing you worry about from the future. And see that green light lovingly, gently, consuming it, releasing it and you. For you are safe and you are free, free to let it go, free to choose a new thought, free to be a new being. See, feel, and imagine how good and how light you feel as we prepare for our silent time. Watch it be consumed and watch love take over. If the mind wanders, worries, fears, or doubts, bring it back to our affirmative thought. And let the truth of these words be the truth of your experience now. If the mind wanders, be kind to your wandering mind. I will monitor the time. You take the healing, freeing journey. I am safe and I am free, for the power of God is within me. I am safe and I am free, for the power of God is within me. You are safe and you are free, for the power of God is within you and within me now. With our eyelids still closed, we enjoy this internal time, this relaxed time, this healing time. With our eyelids still closed, we see, feel, and imagine that the light of love has consumed, released, and replaced the worry, the doubt, and the fear. And with our eyelids still closed, we walk away knowing that the answers are, the healing is, the love is. Let us gently start to wake our bodies, for they are new in the spirit and new in this moment. Maybe you wiggle the fingers and the toes. And inhale, drawing the shoulders up by the ears. Just notice what happens all the way down the spine as we exhale, releasing the shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, drawing more power into the center. Exhaling, releasing the shoulder blades back and down. One more time. Inhale, drawing the shoulder blades up. Full breath. Exhale, releasing the shoulder blades back and down. Pause the movement. Bring the palms together at heart center. Touch the thumbs into the sternum, reminding us that we have access to our heart chakra and what it offers us at any time. If you are able, bow the chin towards the fingertips. Again, noticing that small movement or big movement, it doesn't change our core. The peace is still there. Allow the eyelids to open, finding a nice soft gaze, no strain on the eyes. Inhale, raise the chin, raise the gaze. Exhale, release the breath. Maintain the peace. Namaste.
Yes, yes. Thank you, PY.
You are welcome.
It is always wonderful to have meditation, specifically before we move into a healing mind treatment, because we recognize that there's a level of mind that we must access and we're actually operating from. And that is really where the power is. That's where the shift actually happens, right? It doesn't happen on the external. It happens outside of time. And when we meditate, we step outside of time. We step outside of the five sense world and move into the God sense world. And so today, as we are at Healing Sunday for this month, there's a few things that I want to share with each and every one of you. And I invite you, even now, there's someone you know that's in need of healing and healing prayer treatment. Send them this link right now. Post this on your social channels. Text it to them. No matter whether you're watching this right now live or you're watching this sometime in the infinite future, you can send this to them right here and right now, because this vibration is powerful that we are co-creating here at CSC. We continue to hear and receive messages of healing. We continue to hear and see those that just a month ago were in significant pain. They are, as I saw someone post recently, they are 99% pain pain-free. As we hear those that went to the doctor and told that they were needed to have surgery, and the condition was reversed, and the doctors say you no longer need surgery. As we are told, even those that have received cancer diagnoses and went back to the doctor after applying the principles of faith, and they no longer have cancer. We are hearing the reports of those who are moving through cancer treatments and are moving through at a beautiful and rapid and unbelievable pace from the perspective of the doctors. We are hearing reports of those who no longer have to take medications that they had to take previously. Mm-hmm. So if you know someone in need of this vibration, post this on your timelines, share it, text it to somebody, because there's a good thing going on up in here. And so the thing that I want to share with you this Sunday that is very powerful and empowering is how we can hold space for our friends and family members when they may be going through a health challenge. I was thinking this week, and I remember it was 11 years ago when my sister had given birth to my niece, and there were significant complications, and we were very scared. We did not know if she would make it. And of course, we know all of the things related to maternal health and maternal health of Black women. And I remember being in absolute fear. It's my one and only sister. We're very close. And I also remember that fear carrying me down a path where I was already seeing my brother-in-law as a widower and how terrible it was going to be, and oh Lord, right? And we recognize that that's kind of what we tend to do, right? When we hear, a family member says they have received a cancer diagnosis, and we go into, oh Lord, and we start envisioning the worst, right? We started envisioning, things that we may have seen in someone else's journey or someone else's experience. And so something that you can do to shift yourself. Now, first, that's natural and normal, right? That's why I'm sharing that I did the same thing, right? But then I shifted, and I was like, wait a minute, what do I know to be true, right? And I wrote an affirmative prayer. I share that prayer in the intro to affirmative prayer class, which you can find on YouTube. But something that you can do to really support you in being the most beneficial you can for that loved one or that family member. You hear about their challenge, you hear about their diagnosis, whatever it is, get a picture of them. Get a picture of them when they were in absolute joy, mm-hmm. right? They were smiling, maybe doing something that they love, involved in an activity that they love. But you want to make sure that they were in joy in that picture. And you take that picture and essentially create a vision board of their health and healing. That around that picture, you write or paste or post affirmative healing statements, right? Maybe it's a 3-column prayer. God, the healing presence of God within is healing them now, right? Whatever it may be. Other affirmative healing statements that you put around them so that as soon as they come to your mind and the thought of fear comes, you go like, oh, wait, let me go and, have it on your phone, have it somewhere with you that you can grab and see it. And it's like, then you want to look. I want to shift my focus of attention. Mm-hmm. I see them as happy, healthy, healed, and whole. I know that the presence and power of God that is in me is the same presence and power of God that's operating in, through, and as them. I know that there's a perfect blueprint that they are being restored to right here and right now. And I bring my focus of attention. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for any of your loved ones. You must be able to see them as healed and whole. And so by using a simple tool like that, because I know you got vision boards for your house and your career and your new relationship, right? I know you got a vision board for that 6-figure income you want or the multiple businesses that you want, right? I know you got vision boards for all of that. It's the same principle, y'all. And you're doing something powerful and effective for your loved one, something incredibly powerful and effective. And out of that, then you may be inspired for other things to do or how to show up. Out of that, when you do visit them, whether it's at home or in the hospital, or when you go with them on their appointments, right? You're holding space in a different way because that's what they need. Mm-hmm. Now, I already know, I don't know, Source said share this today, so that's what we're doing. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know that it's going to be powerful and effective. So we look forward to hearing from you as you begin to hold space in this way for your loved ones. And
they don't have to know you're doing it.
Yeah. This is about you seeing them as healed and whole. Right? And so, for those of you that are here now and are seeking healing, in need of healing, we're going to move forward with our healing, spiritual mind treatment today. For those that want to hold space, for those that are in need of prayer, I invite you here and now just to begin to rub your hands together, create heat, create energy, and hold your hands out, allowing the healing power of God in, through, and as you to radiate out through your home, to radiate out through your neighborhood, to radiate out through your city, state, country, to radiate out all across this beautiful planet Earth and our galaxy. And I invite each and every person to now take a breath and release. We breathe in and we breathe out. Sinking deeper and deeper in mind, we breathe in and we breathe out. At this level of mind, we remember that there is only one power, only one presence that is working in all, through all, and as all. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect, whole, and complete. That life is my life now. That life is your life now. That life is the life of all life now, and it neither comes nor goes. All of God is here now, which means that for us, the healing presence and power of God is here now. The restoring presence and power of God is here now. The radiating presence and power of God is here now. It neither comes nor goes. It is always here. The space that you are in right now is filled and overflowing with the healing presence of God. The space that I am in right now is filled and overflowing with the presence and power of healing presence and power of God. The internet connection that connects us right here and now, our phones, our televisions, our computers, our tablets, is filled and overflowing with the presence and power of God right here and right now. There is an eternal connection that is mirrored by these physical connections that we have called the internet. We are connected right now in the mind of God. We are connected right now in the healing of God. We are connected right now in the healing presence and the radiating power and presence of healing that is God right here and right now. And as I recognize where we live, as I recognize where we move and are having our being now, I recognize that we are one with God and one of God. I recognize that because we are one with God and one of God, there is nothing that needs to be done to receive the healing of God. We do not have to read a book. Lord have mercy. We do not have to recite a scripture. We do not have to pray to a holy man. We do not have to give money. We do not have to dress a certain way. All of God is here now, and we are one with it. Our existence is our pre-approval. Our very presence is our pre-approval.
Yes.
So right here and right now, as we acknowledge and know that we are worthy of healing.
Yes.
We are worthy of restoration.
Yes.
As I know right now that you, my sister, my brother, my spiritual family, you are worthy of your healing.
Yes.
You are worthy of restoration. I stand in that complete knowing now. The mind of God that is flowing in, through, and as you. That mind is the mind that's present at every level of your being. All trillion cells that make up the beautiful being that you are. They are one with God and one of God. So right here and right now, I command the cells of your body to remember the truth of it themselves. Right here and right now, I declare that the cells of your body are healing cells. And every switch that needs to be turned on, that represents healing, that represents restoration, that represents radiant health, are being switched on right now. All of the switches that represent dis-ease and challenges and it ran in my family are switched off right here and right now. Well-being runs in your family. Right here and right now, we recognize the truth of our family at the spiritual level and allow that to be at the cellular level and allow that to be at the mental level and allow that to be at the body level. We know who and whose we are. Well-being runs in your family. I invite you those that it resonates with right now, to affirm that truth. Well-being runs in my family. 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 And as we affirm this today, the cells of your body recognize that truth. As you affirm that today, the cells in your brain recognize that truth. As you affirm that today, every organ, your muscles and your bones recognize that truth. So right here and now, we are grateful for our bodies. Thank you. From the top of our head to the soles of our feet, thank you. We are grateful for our skin. Thank you. We love you. We bless you. We are grateful for our bones and our muscles. Thank you. We bless you. We love you. We are grateful for every organ and organ system and the perfect functioning of it. Thank you. We love you. We bless you. We are grateful for every cell in our body. Thank you. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We are grateful. We are grateful from the top of our heads to the sole of our feet. We are grateful for the manifestation of God, of the divinity that shows up in, through, and as our body as it restores itself back to its God self. So it is with joy and thanksgiving that I release this prayer, knowing that you are healed, knowing that you are happy, knowing that you are whole and radiating perfect health now. We are receiving perfect health now. We are receiving perfect health now. We are receiving perfect health now. From this place of awareness, I release this prayer. I release this prayer back into the law because I understand the law. The law responds to us. I release this prayer back into the law because I know that the law conforms to the word that has been spoken. And this word is good. This word is healing. This word is restoring. Oh, this word is powerful. From this place of awareness, we lift up our voices and we say, Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is, and so it must be,
Yes.
and so it must be, and so it must be.
Yes. Yes.
Again, if you had not shared it, share this with someone today. You can come back to this prayer at any time and tap into this vibration. What we know to be true is that healing is as natural as breathing. What we know to be true is that healing is your birthright. We take it for granted. PY and I were talking about this the other day. We take it for granted that if you get a cut, you heal. Mm-hmm. That's the microcosm of the macrocosm of the truth that healing is natural and normal and is your birthright. Mm-hmm. As Abraham loves to say, it's just as easy to manifest a castle as it is a button. Just as easy as it is to heal a minor cut, so it is to heal anything. Lord have mercy. I'm fired up, y'all. All right, we're going to move forward as we are in our final class. And I just want to say it has been a joy, as always, every summer to teach in this way, to bring this to you. I believe, and I think PY does as well, that this is invaluable. It's priceless, right? What we're doing and what we as a community have access to in this way, because this really, it deepens how to study New Thought, right?
Yes.
It deepens and exposes some things that need to be exposed. We understand that many times some of the words are problematic coming through the pen of privileged white men, right? We understand all of these things, and so we address those. But we take the meat and throw away the bones, right? We recognize that truth is still true, and we have the opportunity to apply it. So we're going to finish out this last chapter and move forward, and we'll be back to our regular mode next month, and I'll share a little bit with you all of what to expect as we move into next month. All right, so we are looking at this final chapter, and just as a review, the 10 steps to a personal achievement. And Ernest Holmes, he likens these steps to a ladder, right? How do you build a ladder of personal achievement? There are 10 steps which I believe will help you to live happily and successfully, and in so doing, help you to help others in the glorious game of living. And I actually think it's an interesting image, but also a ladder can be problematic, right? Because it creates hierarchy. So let's think of it as a bridge. It steps along the bridge. And so just as a quick review, the first 5 that we talked about last week, step 1, overcome negative mental attitudes. And then we had step 2, learn to stop worrying. We have step 3, which was overcome any sense of inferiority. Step 4, think about your personality. And step 5, learn to make your work easy. And all of these are interrelated. So even as we move into these final 5, we'll kind of come back to those because it's very important to think about them holistically. So step number 6, count your blessings. Did you ever make an inventory of the good things in your life and write down how much you have to be thankful for? Are you glad that you are alive, glad that you have a family and friends, glad that you have the opportunity to express yourself, glad that there is a great certainty coming into your life, a feeling that you belong to the universe in which you live? When you count your blessings, don't omit the little ones. Counting your blessings will help you more than most anything else you could possibly do. And so I love that he snuck this in the middle because, and I was trying my best not to refer to this too much last week, because this step right here helps you do the preceding steps. Mm-hmm. Now, particularly in thinking about overcoming negative mental attitudes. This is powerful. So, and let's just use different language, right? Count your blessings. Gratitude journal, gratitude inventory, gratitude writing, right? And in as much as your daily spiritual practice must include 5 minutes of writing, one of the most accessible things you can do if you don't do anything else for 5 minutes every day is to write a list of gratitudes. And what's interesting, I love how he says it, when you count your blessings, don't omit the little ones. Right? What I always say is it doesn't have to be profound. It needs to be specific. And so often we're trying to think about, we can be grateful if you win the lottery today or tomorrow. Oh, you can write about that. Thank you, God. I won $10 million, right? Oh, you get a big job promotion. You're grateful, right? Something wonderful happens in your family. You're grateful. You have a profound healing experience. You're grateful. But are you grateful for the air that you breathe? Are you grateful I woke up this morning? I am grateful, right? Are you grateful for the people that are in your life, right? Are you grateful for the love that's present in your life? Are you grateful for the sun that shines? Are you grateful for the rain? Are you grateful for the birds and the bees, right? There's so many things that we get to be grateful for. Are you grateful for the people that you never interact with but impact your life, like those who collect the trash? Here in New York, they collect the trash like in the middle of the night. And it's kind of interesting because it's just gone in the morning, right? Are you grateful? Right? Because we don't live on an island. Like, there are things that happen. Are you grateful for the folks that work at Amazon and the folks that deliver all of your Amazon packages to you? Right? I know I am. There's not a week that goes by that I don't express gratitude, and I know you're the same, right? Mm-hmm. For all those folks.
It's interesting because the practice of gratitude has become, I don't know, it's in our consciousness collectively, and you'll see people doing gratitude challenges and all of these kinds of things, and they can be good to ignite your desire and the habit of thinking about gratitude. Mm-hmm. What we're saying is gratitude is no matter what is happening. Yeah. And when you can bring the focus of your attention, even in the times when things aren't going the way you think they should, even in the times when your body is in pain, even in those times when you don't think you know the answer, that's where you're trying to train your mind, your habit of thinking along with the goodness that is God, so that you align yourself with the goodness that is God, no matter what is happening.
Exactly.
I speak from experience on this. There have been so many times that my body was in so much pain, I could not even get up and walk. But I looked out the window and I was like, the sun is shining. Yeah. I'm grateful that the sun is shining. I'm grateful that my breath is still, I still have it. Even if there were clouds in the sky, even if it was raining, like we learned in Barbados, this liquid sunshine that is flowing from the clouds. You've got to train your mind to move beyond its current state.
Exactly. Right. Because there's always more than one thing happening at the same time.
At the same time. While we're sitting here, there are cars going up and down the street where you are.
Right.
There are neighbors walking up and down the halls. There are people mowing their grass. Things are happening at the same time.
Right.
Where is your focus?
Yes.
We are not saying that the pain or the stress or whatever isn't real.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We don't do that.
Right.
We're saying what is beneficial for you
Yeah.
in those times when those other things are happening.
Yeah.
Where is your mind?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you need support in your gratitude practice, we have a series that we did some years ago, and it was inspired by the book by our sister Pam Grout, Thank and Grow Rich. If you don't have that, you can grab it. And what she does is support you in moving through an experimental practice of gratitude every day. Also, wonderfully, you would have a partner, right? That you and a friend, you don't talk about anything else. You don't kiki. You send each other.
You text each other three gratitudes.
3 gratitudes, right? And they have to be different every day for 21 to 30 days, right? And it's wonderful because it supports you in building that muscle because things are going to happen. Something will piss you off, and then it's like, oh, I got to send my gratitude. Right?
or you get the text.
Right? Yeah, right. And so then it's like where you're learning to focus your attention. She shares a wonderful story in that book that I love about a woman, who was she was a single mom, an entrepreneur, and was feeling really down around a bunch of things and was just kind of stuck. And she realized that she had been so focused on all of what was wrong and what was difficult and what was bad, and it was just pulling her down. But thankfully, because she had practiced gratitude, journaling in the past, something within her reminded her, go to your gratitude practice. And as Pam Grout writes in that book, when you're on the gratitude frequency, the how is irrelevant, right? So how things are going to happen. And so what's beautiful is she realized, she was doing her gratitude pages after page, and she realized she really needed to take a break, that she really needed to take a trip. But she didn't have the money. What am I going to do? Who's going to take care of my kid? But again, when you're on the gratitude frequency, the how becomes irrelevant. And so randomly, she gets a call from a friend, and they have a conversation. And the friend invited her to come out to Paris and hang out. And essentially, it was an all-expense-paid trip that happened easily and effortlessly once she had shifted in that way. It's, again, a wonderful story that I love to share. And she shares so many others in that text. So again, if you have found it difficult to be gratitude, to practice gratitude in all things, right? In all situations, then that may be a book you want to check out. Again, Thank and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. And you can also watch the sermon series, Thank and Grow Rich, that we did some years ago, which will support you in really living in the gratitude frequency.
Absolutely. And once you start to, even if there have been days when it's just, I am grateful for my breath. I'm breathing. And then that one thought brings another thought. Oh, right, I remember yesterday, blah, blah, blah. And that one thought leads to another thought and another thought and another thought.
Yep, that's the law of attraction.
That's really the law of attraction.
Right.
That's how it works. And you're practicing the law of attraction with your gratitude. It's that simple. We want to give you simple ways to do these things that Ernest Holmes talks about.
Right.
Practical ways to do these things that Ernest. It's not, again, that those other things aren't happening. We are not gaslighting. We are saying, what is beneficial? Where do I put my focus right this minute? There have been many times on my way to procedures, on my way into the doctor's office, sitting in the waiting room, that my mind could go to what is going to happen next. I pull out my phone and I write gratitudes.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. If you've been writing your gratitudes, you can pull out your phone and read your gratitudes.
And you can pull out your phone and read your gratitudes anytime. Even if you've written your gratitudes that morning, you can scroll back through them. Like, oh, I forgot about that. And then you feel the energy shift in you.
That's a powerful practice because we forget. And sometimes it feels difficult to shift. So that's another way to shift you. All right. Steps number 7. Learn how necessary it is to forgive both yourself and others.
Oh, Lord, the F word.
Did not the great teacher say, "Forgive and ye shall be forgiven"? You cannot be a radiant personality if you hold grudges or resentments in your mind. In taking this step of forgiveness, remember that you cannot practice this attitude with lip service alone. It must be a thing of the heart. Learn to say with James Whitcomb Riley, "O thou who dost all things devise and fashion for the best, help us who see with mortal eyes to overlook the rest." We have to create one great blanket of forgiveness, which can be summed up only in the word love, and love alone is best. Now, I love this. And I'm reminded, PY and I both have been reading a lot of Catherine Ponder this summer. Mm-hmm. And in Open Your Mind to Prosperity, she writes out, it's kind of the 4 or 5 steps, things that you really need to do. If you really want to live in prosperity, understand prosperity, practice prosperity teachings. And where she starts, number 1, the first thing you must do if you are choosing to be processed is there must be a cleansing and releasing process, which is what forgiveness is, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And so it is incredibly important that each and every one of us, that we have a forgiveness practice. I want to give you this because I think I know I've shared it in the past, but it's such a powerful prayer. This is from Catherine Ponder, this forgiveness prayer. Right? This is something that you want to make a practice of having some sort of forgiveness prayer that you use as a release every night. Mm-hmm. All that has offended me, I forgive. Within and without, I forgive. Things past, things present, things future, I forgive. I forgive everything and everybody who could possibly need forgiveness in my past and present. I forgive positively everyone. I am free and all others are free too. All things are cleared up between us now and forever. And here's the thing. We need to pray that daily. We need to have some practice because there's all kind of stuff that happens, right? Knowingly and unknowingly, right? And then also we must forgive ourselves, right? I think that I hope he said that. Yes. Learn how necessary it is to forgive both yourself and others.
Absolutely. And maybe that day or that moment, you weren't acting from your highest self. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe that day or that moment, that other person wasn't acting from their highest self. Mm-hmm. If you're carrying around the keys, mm-hmm. then you got to keep them and yourself in that prison. Yep. Yep. And we talk about this recently because people have the misperception of what forgiveness is and how it works. And forgiveness means you got to keep them in your life. It does not mean that. No. Reverend Dr. Mary Tumpkin, she writes about it beautifully in her book on forgiveness. But one of the things that she says is forgiveness and reconciliation are 2 different things. Mm-hmm. I know that just healed somebody. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness and reconciliation are 2 different things. Forgiveness and reconciliation are 2 different things. Step number 7 doesn't say learn how to reconcile with everybody, no matter what they did. Invite them over for Christmas dinner.
Exactly. And go to their house.
No.
Nope.
I think that's part of why people don't open themselves to the process of forgiveness, because they think they have to have that person stay in their lives, right. And that's not what it's about. Nope. It is a willingness to release yourself and others. Yeah. Even if you're right, mm-hmm. if you're holding yourself in the prison of your rightness, mm-hmm. healing can't happen in any way. Mm-mm. In your finances, in your relationship, mm-hmm. you've got to be willing to release it all, let it go.
Right. You've heard it said that unforgiveness is like drinking poison, expecting the other person, the perpetrator, to die. Right? So forgiveness is for you. Right? Forgiveness is for your benefit. It's a success principle. As Arlen Hamilton says, it's a life hack. Right? It's like, because you, and again, this is why when we talk about prosperity, right, it's a prosperity principle. You cannot experience full and complete prosperity if you're holding on to grudges, you're holding on to resentments, you're holding disappointments, you're holding people in your mind. Because I guarantee you always, that other person is out here just free, living their life, doing whatever, whatever they do.
And that will piss you off.
Right.
Because you might even be right about what happened. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But in your rightness, you're bound.
There you go.
And would you rather be right or would you rather be free?
The goal is freedom.
The goal is freedom. Mm-hmm. Because as you're keeping that story going, you're a character in it as well. Mm-hmm. And that keeps you in it, spinning it, getting more people on board with your rightness. And you could be completely right. We're not saying that that's not what's happening.
Right.
It could have been completely messed up. But do you want to continue to allow it to mess up your life? Mm-hmm. And we're giving you easy ways to practice forgiveness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Easy ways. Just start there. Start with I am willing to forgive.
Yeah.
If you can't get to the other levels. Mm-hmm. The willingness opens the way to the forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Forgiveness and reconciliation are two different things.
Absolutely.
And this step of forgiveness has nothing to do with reconciliation. You're not required to do that.
You're not required to do that, but you are required to free yourself.
There you go.
That's the only person you can free.
Yep.
Free yourself from what others have done or what you think you have done. Mm-hmm. See, that's also the thing.
Yeah, that's
we
big.
tend to hold on to what other people did because unconsciously we haven't forgiven ourselves and we don't even think we're worthy of forgiveness.
Yeah.
So if I'm not worthy, neither is he. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If I'm not worthy, neither is she. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so you got to start somewhere. Just start. Yeah. I am willing to forgive. Yeah. I understand that forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same thing. Yeah. The God within me teaches me how to forgive. Yeah. Those are things.
Yeah. 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 Step number 8. Getting along with others. Only mentally sick people become hermits. If you don't get along with others, and of course, here I just want to say this because we hear this language, unfortunately, a lot with some teachers, right? He's not speaking about a clinical mental illness.
Diagnosis, right.
And unfortunately, it would be wonderful if the language was different here. If you don't get along with others, it is because you are afraid of them and because you believe they can in some way rob you of your own security. But getting along with others doesn't mean that you always agree with them.
Right.
It means that such disagreements as you have are not harsh or unkind. But how can you get along with others unless you first learn to get along with yourself? Mm. If you have been too critical of yourself, take a piece of paper and write down everything about yourself you think is admirable. And don't forget to put down your hopes and longings because they are prophetic of what you may become. And as you think of others, think of the things that are admirable about them. When you talk of them, these are the things you should talk about. People like to be appreciated. This is more than a Pollyanna attitude. This is an ability that great and rare people possess. It is the ability you will always find in those who are surrounded by many friends. And it is as simple as this. See the good in yourself and in others and build on this. Expect everyone to be friendly, and you will lose all self-consciousness in meeting people. There are really no great and no small. We are all just human beings trying to get along together. And I think this is wonderful, one coming after forgiveness, right? So that's important, and forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same. And so then when we talk about getting along with others, those that are desire for you not to exist, right? Those aren't the people that we're talking about when we're talking about getting along with others. To be very specific, as we are in this election cycle, right? Those that are seeking to pass laws that could lead to great harm to you, right? We're not talking about those folks, right? But this is again why our forgiveness practice, right? But I'm not holding on to something that's keeping me stuck because of how they're being or acting or what they're seeking to do. right? That's very important. I give them no power. And this is why he says, because you believe that that person in some way can rob you of your own security. So what we do not want to do is to give them that much power.
Give them any power.
Right.
And this idea of robbing you, I mean, our meditation this month has been all about our safety and our freedom.
Right.
Affirming it for ourselves, feeling it in ourselves. And in fact, the truth is this country is supposedly founded on the ability to disagree.
Right. Right. Right.
And other countries love the idea that you can have discord, but you don't have to be disagreeable.
Right. Right. But again, those that are seeking to cause harm, right? Those that are desiring that certain people aren't even here or on the planet or in this country. We're not talking about.
We're not talking about those people. Right. They're on their own private hell in their own private prison.
Hello. Now, there's something else that's interesting when he says taking a piece of paper and writing down everything about yourself you think is admirable. Last week, I brought up this idea of doing an assessment, right? Starting to assess your thoughts, right? What is the first thing you do in the morning, right? What's the last thing you do before you go to sleep, right? Because that's indicating something about what's going on in your mind and ultimately what's creating the life that you're experiencing. I say bet on yourself. Bet, believe, expect, and then think. What you're believing and expecting creates what you're thinking and ultimately creates what's in your world. So here we have another opportunity to unearth what's really going on in our consciousness.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Right?
When you overhear yourself having this conversation, it's a subconscious thing. It's an unconscious conversation. But once you overhear it, once you hear yourself in the mirror denigrating yourself, that's the very time to stop and write down those things and turn them into affirmative thoughts.
Because one of the things that I've seen through observation and, of course, through working with so many people is that those who are quick to judge those outside of themselves, those that are quick to have something to talk about how terrible someone else is, right? They also tend to have a large amount of self-criticism. And so what's actually happening is that has to be expressed, right? See, all that self-criticism and self-judgment is internalized. You're the only one that hears it, but energy must be expressed. And so then you express it towards someone else or some other thing or some entity or some nation, right? Some elected official. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Right. Perception equals projection. So what you really are thinking and perceiving, you project on to the world, onto other people. And now it gives you an opportunity to see what I really think about me.
Yeah. Right. We must first learn to get along with ourselves.
And not just get along.
Yeah.
Love.
Right.
And it sounds for many hokey, but it's so true. You can tell how much you love yourself by the way you treat yourself. And once you become aware that you haven't been very loving to yourself, what is the most loving thing to do? Forgive yourself. Set yourself free. Write down those thoughts that you have. Sometimes we pretend in New Thought that we are more advanced than we really are. Oh, I don't really think that.
Right.
But if there was the little bubble, like from the comic strips, just walking around and we all could see what we were all thinking all the time, you would notice your thoughts are not beneficial.
Yep.
And when we coach others, we see what you're thinking by what you're saying.
Right. That's why we should all have coaches and mentors in our life.
Exactly. Because
real talk.
It's
right?
real talk because
and therapists.
Right. Because we're not conscious all the time of how we're thinking about ourselves and how we're treating ourselves.
Right. And so we're on the hamster wheel of that thought, right? Just over and over and over again. And that's our reality. Right?
And it's not that the hamster wheel stops.
Right.
It gets more embedded. You start to believe it more and more and more. You don't question the thought.
Right.
This is just how I am. I hear that. We hear that when we're coaching or spiritual counseling others. Oh, this is just how I am. If it's not something you like about yourself, then it is not who you are. It is who you've chosen to be.
Right. Or just who you become.
Right.
Right. But we're changeable. All things are malleable.
Your personality is not fixed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because one of the things, many times, a lot of the ways that we talk about ourselves, didn't originate with us, right?
Nope.
We may, particularly, and my heart goes out to those who grew up with caregivers that didn't affirm you, right? Or that used language that caused you to second guess yourself, or caused you to think that you weren't smart, right? Caused you to think
creative,
right? Or you always look at you always messing up,
right?
All of those kinds of things, right? And there's the opportunity. Again, this is why we talk about forgiveness. Forgive them and set them free, because I don't need those people or those persons, those voices that are in my head that I've been sitting in the jail cell with. I forgive them and set them free, because I'm getting the hell out of here.
Exactly.
Right.
And sometimes we hear, "Oh, I heard you in my head." Well, as long as that voice is beneficial, keep it. And loving, keep it.
Non-judgmental. Right. Right. We trust that our voices are loving.
Right. We trust it if that's what you're hearing. Right. It's a loving voice.
Yes. All right, let's go to the next step. Step number 9. Take prayer and affirmative meditation into your personal achievement. Prayer is not something that should be reserved for the emergencies of life alone.
Highlight it.
Cue the B3 organ. Your whole life should be a prayer. We shared a wonderful video. It's on Facebook and Instagram. A powerful Haitian historian and teacher who talks about this, right? This idea that my entire life is prayer. But she says, when I know who I am. That's the preface. See, when I know who I am, when I'm standing in my power, when I understand the power and presence of God in, through, and as me, everything I do is a prayer. Every song I sing, every dance I dance, it's beautiful and eloquent. She's more brilliant than I am in how she articulates that. So you can go to Instagram or Facebook and see that. Your whole life should be a prayer. Prayer is both a skill and an art. And in a certain sense, it is the mental process through which spiritual power flows into your everyday living. Prayer hooks up the dynamo. That's one of those old school words.
That is old school.
The dynamo of the mind with power greater than you are. It is your line of communication with it. Prayer should be affirmative. I would say prayer must be affirmative.
I would say that too.
If you wish, I wish you would get out your New Testament and read again all of the prayers of Jesus. You will be amazed at how affirmative they are. They are like great recognitions of God's goodness, of life's abundance, of the peace, the poise, the power, and the love that are at the center of everything.
In truth, every word that we speak is a prayer. And the idea of becoming skillful at it, in a way, even if it's not supporting you, you're skilled at it.
Right.
What we're trying to say is make it beneficial. Every word you speak, "Oh, I'm not. I can't." Those are prayers. That's how powerful your word is. I shouldn't. I couldn't. I don't know how. I don't have.
They should.
They should. Right? Every word you speak is a prayer. What we're supporting you and developing the skill to do is pray in a way that's beneficial.
There you go. Right? This is the last week of the Affirmative Prayer Mastermind. There is another mastermind that's going to be happening in November. It'll be the last one of the year. Right? And this is one of the reasons why we're offering this type of class to support you in learning the simplest way possible to use affirmative prayer so that you can be skilled at it, because it's something that anybody can learn, right? A child can learn this simple process that we teach and begin to use it on a daily basis for the rest of their life.
It's so interesting when we are in-person service and we have the children's experience, they learn these things. And because their minds are more malleable, more willing to accept it, once they learn these I am statements and they begin to think, they just take them with them.
Exactly.
We're the only ones that doubt the words that are coming forth now are true. We're the ones that I don't know, unconsciously and consciously just accept what is unloving as true.
And so when he says it is not something that should be reserved for the emergencies of life alone, this is one of the ways that we've been taught to use prayer. We only use prayer in crisis, right? And to that extent, I'm getting in somebody's business today, I know. You only come to CSC and see what's going on with the stream or what PY and PG are talking about when emergencies show up, right? But there must be a practice that's natural and normal, right? You must take this into your personal achievement. You must make it a part of your daily life and your weekly life.
And right, absolutely. It's not just an emergency situation.
Right.
You're not reserving God for as a 911 call.
No. Oh, no. That's so limiting.
It's a constant communication, a constant affirmative thought of what is true.
There you go. There you go.
Personal achievement. We think personal achievement is a lot of money in the bank. Personal achievement is being able to stand in any situation. Personal achievement is unconditional living. Personal achievement is knowing who and whose you are. Because that's what guides you to this quote unquote successes in your life. Personal achievement is having constant communication with this power in you.
Yes. So that it's personal.
It's
that
personal.
It's a friend.
Right. It's not an emergency contact.
Right.
We're not saying you don't use it in those situations, but don't just reserve it for those things.
Right. And unfortunately, that's what we do. So I encourage you here and now, right? Just be on the lookout. In October, we will announce the next round. In October, the registration will open. Right? And you can be a part of this process to make it a skill and an art. It is an art. It's wonderful, but you can make it a skill very easily and effortlessly. And you do it in community with others, and you're praying for each other. This past week, and shout out to those that are in the mastermind that are watching right now. Like all of the wonderful shares and all of the prayers, things that are already being answered, and the wonderful ways that God in life is showing up for each and every one of us, and showing up for those that are in the mastermind, and the energy that's created when you're praying for each other, which is just something invaluable. Right? It's invaluable. Take prayer and affirmative meditation into your personal achievement.
And I'm so glad that people are enjoying this discussion of personal achievement, because we've been tied to things that have nothing to do with who or whose we are.
Yeah.
We've not forgiven ourselves because we haven't achieved certain things based on other people's beliefs and standards. That's not personal achievement. That's personal denigration. That creates personal resentment, personal disappointment. We're talking about personal achievement.
And last one, number 10, which echoes something that I just said. So it's not just me. Ernest Holmes is saying it too, right? PGA in his feelings. I'm just telling truth, right? Step number 10, get the most out of your religion. I have no way of knowing what your religion may be, but I am sure you have one, and I know it is good. The question is not whether you or I have a religion. It is, are we using it? Are we getting the most out of it? And I want to first just say this. Because it's beautiful. The word religion is a beautiful word. It has been used as a problematic word, and I understand why, right? But actually, religion, the word itself simply means union, or to be bound to something, right? And the truth is, we are always bound to something. We're connecting ourselves to something through our thought and our attention, and what we're hanging out with, or what we're watching, or what we're reading. We make that a religion, right? Which is why, football is a religion in the United States of America, right? People are bound by it. I've been, as we're moving closer in the football season, I'm seeing all the people posting, and they're excited. And, I saw this post from some young sister that was like, Lord, please send me a man that I can watch football with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's That's the energy, right? Football is a religion, again, not in a negative way. Literally, in the United States, folks are bound to that. It governs what you do and don't do. I saw another post, somebody was like, yeah, I can't wait. I'm moving into the season where don't count on me to do anything on Saturdays, right? Because all day is college football, right? And then Sunday, it's all the football games. So that's that's important, right? When we understand that religion can be healthy or unhealthy. The word itself is not healthy or unhealthy. Okay.
Right.
So that's why the question is not whether you or I have a religion. The question is not whether or not you or I are bound to something, a thought system, a way of belief, a way of acting, a community. That's not the question. Everybody is. But are we using it, and are we getting the most out of it? If you want to get the most out of your religion, you will have to share it with others. When people are gathered together in prayer and meditation, a great field of faith is created, which multiplies the faith of each individual member and which can react on all who are gathered together. Again, this is why we have the Affirmative Prayer Mastermind. That's what's happening in the Mastermind right now. That's what's been happening in the Mastermind all year, from round 1 to round 2. Now we're in round 3. We got one more to go. There is only one institution in the world where you can find this gathering together and unity of faith. That is the institution of the church, right? Again, not the Christian church, right? Church literally means, from the Greek, right? That word existed before there was a Christian church, because it means a gathering of people of like minds in community, right? In faith and prayer.
And the thing about, you say community, it didn't say in a physical place community.
Yeah.
It's a gathering of like minds that come together on a regular basis. It didn't say you're bound by a building.
Right.
You're tied together by common belief, common desire for each other to succeed. The building has nothing to do with it. We can create all the cathedrals we want, but if the people in that place aren't operating from love, it ain't even a place where I'd want to go. And if I only access community when I get to a building, where is my community?
There you go.
I carry my community with me. I carry my religion with me.
Yes, my connection.
I carry my connection with me.
Yes. Your ladder is pretty complete now, but like all ladders, it is meant to be climbed. Use it to go from where you are to where you would like to be. It is a ladder of hope, of faith, of expectancy, something that joins you with the invisible and with all others. Climb it rung by rung, and it will join the heavenly with you to its counterpart in your personal achievement.
And again, it's not a ladder in terms of hierarchy.
Right.
Because many people have misunderstood how these things work, and they think I got to get this rung before the next rung. They think in a very linear way, and that's not how it's operating. It's better to just assume all these things flow together.
Yeah. Well, again, I must say it has been my absolute joy to move through this journey with each and every one of you. If there's any week that you miss, because of course it's the summer and everybody's traveling and all that good stuff, we don't have service next Sunday. So anytime this week or next Sunday, you can go back and revisit one or more chapters as you continue to integrate and ultimately live these spiritual teachings and these spiritual truths. Now, next month, we're going to be moving into a new sermon series. We'll move back into our regular format. And what we're going to be doing next month, we're going to revisit the work that we did in January. We're in the second half of the year. We're going to be looking to the last quarter of the year. And we started in January with My Biggest Dream. We started in January with writing out what it is that we want. And I know from talking to some of you that many things that you've written down, some people have told me that their entire list has already manifested. Others, some of the things have manifested, or they've just had beautiful experiences with it. I know that there are some of you that nothing has manifested. I know that there are some of you started out really excited in January, February, and maybe even March. But you just heard me talk about it. You're like, oh, I forgot all about that list. I forgot all about that thing. So we're going to support you in dreaming again, right? Bringing that back. But also, we're going to support you in taking another step. because we have this list, and you may have been reading, you may have been affirming, and particularly if nothing seems to have manifested, we're going to address that. If you've fallen off, we're going to address that. And then we're going to support you in really programming your mind for success, programming your mind so that you can have the life that you want and be even more intentional in using your biggest dream list again, so we can dream again and experience something powerful in the remainder of this year. So we're excited again. Thank you again
Yes,
for
it's been
everyone.
great. It's been
That
great.
has contributed with the questions for the class, which has been wonderful. Remember, you can always bring more questions. So in the God Talk next month, if a question comes up or you have a question that's been lingering, you can bring that to the God Talk and we can talk about it. And it'll be a wonderful thing. And before we close, it is time for giving. And here at CSC, we know something powerful. As you give, you receive. As you exhale, you have the opportunity to inhale. When you give, you open your hand, and now your hand is available to receive. That's the principle. Right? That's the principle. But we also recognize that our giving must be systematic, right? If we sort of kind of try, we sort of kind of get results. If we give here and there, right, that I can guarantee you that's what your prosperity is going to look like. And we also recognize that we don't give as a trade, right? That we don't give money to get money from the universe. That's actually very limiting, right? We give money and we will receive money. Absolutely. We affirm it, and we will affirm that in just a few moments. But we also recognize sometimes you need to be moved to the front of the line. and the reception is there, right? Sometimes you need some other sort of consideration or a hug or whatever it may be that you need in your life. Your giving is what's putting you in the posture of receptivity to receive all of life's riches, right? Because that's what we're after. I'm open to receive. We might have to hear that song next week or the next Sunday we have service. I'm open to receive all of life's riches. Yes, yes. And so from that place of awareness, then, knowing this truth, then we can affirm all the money that I circulate.
All the money that I circulate
Returns to me multiplied.
returns to me multiplied.
In a never-ending cycle.
In a never-ending cycle
Of increase. And enjoyment.
And enjoyment.
To that we say amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Right? Never-ending increase and enjoyment in every area of your life. Wherever there needs to be increase. Right? Wherever you find enjoyment.
Please don't limit God.
Please don't. Right. Please don't.
Please don't limit God. PSA, please don't limit God.
Yes, yes. Well, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. We trust that you will have an amazing week. We will gather together for the Momentum Prayer Call on Wednesday morning, and we look forward to sharing with you all. We will not have service next Sunday. We will not be streaming live, but there's plenty of things that you can watch. You can go back and review, and we will be streaming a past service or sermon as well. And so we trust that you will enjoy the last official holiday weekend of the summer. Here in the U.S. And, of course, then we will be together on the second Sunday of September, which is the 8th. September 8th, we'll be together with our new sermon series, Dream Again, as we revisit our biggest dream and move forward with that dream and manifest something powerful, powerful, powerful.
Gonna be good, y'all.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Love y'all. Bye for now.
Bye for now.